On Friday, OpenAI signed a deal with the Pentagon, letting it use its AI for all lawful purposes. But by Monday night, Sam Altman had changed the contract publicly, of all places, on Twitter, x.com. That's a fast correction and it tells you something. Thankfully, we're gonna talk about it. This correction didn't happen in a vacuum. Hundreds of OpenAI and Google employees signed letters backing Anthropic's refusal to accept broad military terms. Protests formed outside of OpenAI's offices in San Francisco and London. Advocacy groups launched boycotts. The criticism was not abstract. If AI systems are general purpose, if they can analyze communications, movement data, commercial data sets, then what actually prevents mission creep once they're inside classified networks? That pressure, internal and external, forced clarity. Sam Altman inserted explicit language. No intentional domestic surveillance of US persons, no deliberate tracking through commercially acquired personal data, and no use by defense intelligence agencies like the NSA without a new contract. He cited the Fourth Amendment, which protects citizens' right to privacy. It's crucial to the American Revolution because British soldiers were raiding your homes. Now it's crucial because government and private companies can see and surveil everything about your life. Funny how things change and stay the same. So here's why language was added and why it really matters. AI systems are general purpose, right? You don't know if they're helping with logistics or analyzing surveillance data. The original phrase, any lawful purpose, gave the government wide latitude. The amendment narrows that by using words like intentional. The government can't deploy the system with the goal of surveilling Americans, but it doesn't necessarily mean that the system can't be used in ways that incidentally surveil Americans. So that distinction is doing some serious legal work. One word can make all the difference. So if a model is analyzing global communications traffic for foreign intelligence and US data just appears in that data set at intentional domestic surveillance, probably not if the stated purpose was foreign intelligence, but functionally analysis still happened. Surveillance happened. The word intentionally protects OpenAI. It protects against overt targeting, but it does leave room for incidental overlap. So this shift was not about optics, about OpenAI crossing a category line. No longer just a consumer AI company, it is now in the big leagues negotiating operational limits with the US military on a public stage. That changes the company completely. Once you're embedded in classified systems, you are part of state capacity. Altman also notably called the original rollout opportunistic and sloppy. At least he's self-aware. What this post reveals is something much bigger though. OpenAI is now operating inside and at the intersection of three overlapping systems: venture-backed growth, consumer platform scale, and then sovereign defense integration. Each one has very different expectations. Investors want expansion. The government wants flexibility. Employees and the public want constraint, virtue signaling, reassurance that their rights aren't going to be violated. Post was an attempt to stabilize all three simultaneously. It shows that OpenAI is now entering a phase where every clause, every word, every boundary will be scrutinized. Because when most powerful AI models move from chatbots to defense networks, all of a sudden the AI ethics debates that we so long talked about are no longer theoretical. Their boundaries have to be written down. They don't get to rely on ambiguity. Because once you're inside the system, you get to pretend that you're outside of it. You don't get to pretend you're a disruptor or a startup. Thankfully, this is all playing out on Twitter, so I'm going to keep talking to you about it.